Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to walk through everything you need to know if you've ever wanted to grow your own food right here in San Francisco. We're going to break it all down and show you how to turn that foggy backyard or, that breezy balcony into a really productive vegetable garden. Okay, let's just get this out of the way. The number one thing everyone talks about is the fog, right? Good old Carl. And yeah, it might seem like a huge challenge, but it's actually an amazing advantage for growing a whole variety of incredible cool season crops pretty much year-round. It's all about playing to our climate's strengths.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll get a handle on the city's unique climates. Then, we'll pick out the perfect starter veggies for beginners. After that, we'll get our hands dirty with soil prep, figure out exactly when to plant what, and wrap it all up with the keys to keeping your garden going strong.
First things first, let's talk about what is, without a doubt, the biggest secret to successful gardening in SF. You have to understand that San Francisco isn't just one climate. Nope, it's actually a patchwork of tiny little microclimates.
And when I say tiny, I mean it gets incredibly specific. The success of your garden can literally change from the sunny side of your house to the windy, foggy side. Just paying attention to these small variations is the secret to choosing plants that are actually going to flourish.
So if you zoom out a bit, the city basically breaks down into two major zones. You've got your moderate fog areas, that's your classic cool SF summer spots. Then you have the less fog, or sunnier inland zones. Think places like the Mission or Potrero Hill. These spots can get warm enough to support crops that would really struggle closer to the ocean. Knowing which one you're in, that's step one.
And check this out. This list from the fantastic book Golden Gate Gardening shows this perfectly. Over on the left, you see the all-region list. It's got stuff like broccoli, kale, and peas that do pretty well almost anywhere in the city. But look what happens as you move to the right, to the less fog and inland lists. All of a sudden, you see heat lovers like eggplant and big tomatoes pop up. It's simple. Your fog level dictates your menu.
So now that you have a better idea of where you're gardening, let's talk about what you should actually plant. For beginners, the absolute key is to start with some guaranteed wins.
Here they are, your all-stars. These 5 groups of plants absolutely love San Francisco's cool, mild weather. I mean, leafy greens, broccoli, beans, peas, they were practically made for this climate. And yes, you can definitely grow tomatoes, but as we're about to see, there's a little trick to it.
Seriously, if you plant nothing else, plant leafy greens. In hotter climates, these plants bolt. They go to seed in the summer heat. But here, our fog is like natural air conditioning. It keeps them sweet and productive for months on end. They are without a doubt the easiest and most rewarding place for a San Francisco beginner to start.
Okay, now about those tomatoes. The key is to manage your expectations. You've got to forget about those giant beefsteak tomatoes if you live out in the sunset. Instead, go for small, quick-maturing, cool-tolerant varieties like cherry tomatoes. It's a simple rule of thumb. The closer you are to the coast, the smaller the tomato variety you should choose.
All right, you know your climate and you've picked out your plants. Now, where are you going to put them? It's time to talk about the literal foundation of your garden, the soil. Okay, this might be the most shocking and important rule for any SF gardener, and this is an official guideline from the Department of Public Health. Because of the city's history and the potential for contaminants in the ground, you are not supposed to plant anything you're going to eat directly into the native soil. But don't worry, there's a really simple way around this. And here's that solution. It's a 3-step process. First, use containers or raised beds. They are absolutely perfect for small spaces and give you total control. Second, you have to fill them with commercially purchased potting or garden soil, not dirt from a park. And third, you want to supercharge that soil by mixing in plenty of compost. This combo sets you up for healthy, safe, and really productive plants. Next up is all about timing. You know, one of the biggest mistakes beginners make is planting the right thing, but at the completely wrong time. In San Francisco, your secret weapon is a planting calendar that is designed specifically for our climate.
This chart right here shows you exactly why that microclimate thing is so important. On the left is the calendar for foggy areas. On the right, it's for the sunnier spots. Just look at a warm weather crop like tomatoes. In that sunny calendar, you can pop them in the ground in May, but in the foggy calendar, you probably shouldn't even try. This is your guide. Use it.
Now, the best part about our mild weather is that the garden never really has to stop. It's a concept called succession planting. So as soon as your lettuce is done in early summer, you can just pull it out and plant some carrots for the fall. You can easily get 2,
3, maybe even 4 different harvests from the exact same small space in a single year. It's amazing. Okay, so your garden is all planned out, it's planted, you've done everything right up to this point. So, how do you keep it happy and healthy all season long? Well, it really just comes down to these 3 simple habits. First, water consistently, especially from about May through October when we get basically no rain. Second, feed your soil with a fresh layer of compost every single time you plant something new. And finally, just walk through your garden often. Look at your plants. This way you can catch any pest problems before they get out of hand. And look, when problems do pop up, and they will, this chart from the UC Master Gardeners is your best friend. For example, if you see that white powdery stuff on your squash leaves, which is a super common SF issue, that's just powdery mildew. The solution, make sure your plants have good air circulation. See? It's about diagnosing the problem, not panicking.
You know, this all really comes down to one thing. The most powerful tool you have is your own attention. Just spending 5 minutes in your garden each day helps you spot issues early, know when to water, and decide when to harvest. Prevention is always better than a cure.
So we've covered the climate, the best plants, the soil, and the schedule. You now have the complete beginner's toolkit for a successful San Francisco vegetable garden. The only question left is, what are you going to plant first?